A basic mobile phone is pretty easy to use. It's a lot like a traditional phone, but there are a few little tricks you need to know to get the most out of it. Unlike some other gadgets, a mobile phone is best left on all the time. If you switch a mobile phone off, it can't make or receive calls. All but the oldest and most basic mobile phones switch their screens off to save battery power. When this happens, the phone might look blank, but it's actually still on. You can test this by pressing the power button or any of the keys. The screen will light up instantly, and maybe you don't want to be disturbed by calls like when you're in the middle of dinner or at a movie. You can turn off the phone completely, of course, and then retrieve any voicemail or SMS messages that come in when you turn the phone back on. But it's quicker and easier to simply mute the phone, just like muting the TV with the remote control. Some phones have a mute switch. For others, it's an option on the screen, or you can simply turn the volume all the way down. The screen will still light up when you get a call, or the phone might vibrate, but it will be completely silent. Then you can decide whether to go outside and take the call or ignore it. Okay, so since the phone is on all the time, it does use up its rechargeable battery. A high-end smartphone will need to be charged up almost every day, but most basic phones may last a few days between charges, depending on how many calls you make. Calls use lots of power, and so does having the screen on. A good idea is to get into the habit of charging your phone by plugging it into its power adapter every night before bed. Lots of people use their mobile phone as an alarm clock. They just plug it in next to the bed and use the phone's alarm function to wake them in the morning. Depending on which phone you have, you can even set it so the alarm only goes off on weekdays or goes off at different times on different days. Here's a bonus. A mobile phone's clock should always be on time because it gets set by the mobile network. The phone gets a special time signal from the nearest mobile phone tower. Mobiles have calendars too. Even if you decided to get a really basic phone, you'll find it almost always has an electronic calendar. You can put in appointments, birthdays, even reminders to take medications or pay bills. The phone will send you a message or set off an alarm when the appointment is due, which is very handy. Now, a fully fledged smartphone like the iPhone has all kinds of internet features and can do pretty much anything a computer can. But even a basic mobile phone may connect to the internet and get you information like weather, movie times, and much, much more. And depending on which model you have, you may be able to access the options straight from the main menu. So with a bit of practice, making your mobile phone part of your life is really easy. But if there's one key thing to remember, it's that you should have your mobile phone switched on at all times. That way, as long as there is reception and the batteries are charged, you're never out of contact and people can always reach you, especially